How a simple doodle solved a $47 million problem. A Fortune 50 type organization was transforming itself for the future. The cost over $1 billion. I was part of the consulting team at the presentation for a sub project tagged at $47 million. Over 200 people were on this project. Leadership was given multiple updates over the months. This was the final share out. The team prepared a 127 slide deck. The meeting was scheduled for 3 hours. This meeting would determine if the contract would be renewed. The top 12 executives were in the room. Their participation for the 3-hour meeting cost the company over $100,000. The presentation was meticulously planned and rehearsed many times. Everyone knew their roles, transitions, and almost all what could go wrong scenarios were addressed. The presentation started with a great video introducing the consulting firm and how they helped solve multi-million-dollar problems across the world. The deck had an excellent structure: an introductory video, the problem statement, the current state, the future state, the strategy, the solution, the implementation, the risks, and the business value at the end of the rainbow. 2 hours in, some leaders called for a break to reconvene after 20 minutes. Time passed. Leaders filed into the room. After settling down, one of the top leaders said, "Collectively, we don't understand what you're doing, and we're not confident that you're proceeding in the right direction." That bombshell caused mayhem. Our presenter and senior consultant didn't know how to react. Other team members chimed in to show support. The air was stifling and the team defensive. The presentation was derailed, and the next set of slides shared was totally out of order, trying to respond to the leader's concerns. It was not funny then, but I was reminded of Mike Tyson, who said, "Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth." Another question followed, and another and another. To the team, it felt like leadership was ganging up against them. After all, the same leaders had been briefed many times over the months. I think the leaders genuinely felt that this work did not help in the digital transformation vision. In the midst of this, one senior executive I had worked with earlier turned to me and said, "Raj, you've been part of this team. Can you explain what's happening?" That's all I needed. The room had a whiteboard. I walked up to the whiteboard and with a handful of colored markers started to doodle. Our senior consultant was sweating bullets. Here we were on a multi-million-dollar project and I was doodling. I simply started to transfer my mental model of the work to the board. The session became very much interactive as I drew. We had some questions, which I turned to my colleagues to help answer, and also used those answers to update the doodle. In about 20 minutes, I had not only laid out the entire work on the board, but brought the audience along for the journey. The executives were literally on the same page. One executive even took a picture of the doodle to share it through email. The meeting ended in a very positive place. It hit me that visual storytelling was a powerful way to communicate effectively. This is how my journey into visual thinking and storytelling began. A doodle not only saved a $47 million disaster, but also brought in new work on the transformation journey. Since then, I have used doodles to help people tell their stories so they can drive change. After all, change is the outcome. Today, when so many things are changing rapidly, it's critical for all stakeholders to be on the same page and march in the same direction so the company achieves the desired outcomes. Change is fast and everywhere. They are economic, political, technological, ecosystem, and people changes, among many more. Such change requires businesses to adapt. Transformative leaders are driving that adaptation and agility through digital transformation. Such may take weeks, months, or even years. requiring coordinating many parts and fundamentally impacting how their business areas and people work together. The most important personal responsibility and challenge these leaders face is clearly describing the direction, long and short-term priorities, and the road ahead. In other words, tell stories. The future may seem complex, overwhelming, and even threatening for the very people who must enable the change. Throw AI into the mix and all defenses go up. How can leaders ensure that all their people from across so many business areas with so many different responsibilities, priorities, and perspectives all have a shared perspective, understanding, trust, and motivation to go in the same direction? The key to success is effective communication and strategic storytelling. Leaders must carefully craft and deliver their message directly to large audiences in simple words so their people can understand, participate in the shared vision, develop trust, build consensus, drive momentum, and continue to champion the change. Some of my favorite videos have come from leaders asking for help to develop short, strategic stories and videos that simply explain the what, the why, and the how of changes their business needs to make. It's cool for me to see final one-pagers with my simple doodles posted on walls in team rooms next to big transformation project vision statements and multi-year roadmaps. If you would like to connect to talk about your strategic story, please reach out to me. Thank you.